Hey guys, thought I'd do a quick video for you today. When we were in the Everglades, we used bamboo to make some crawfish traps. Well, we don't have bamboo down here in Louisiana. We have river cane. It's a form of bamboo. Grows about as thick as your thumb, a little bit more. This is actually one of the larger ones I've seen. They grow about between 15 and 20 feet. It does have different sections, and you can find water in them. It's by no means as plentiful as actual bamboo. Also, some of the stalks are it's kind of squishy, but, you could maybe build a roof or something like that out of it, but I wouldn't build an actual bed frame or anything. What I'm going to do is actually try and improvise a crawfish trap, like we did in the Everglades. Except I think what I'm going to do, since these aren't large enough to actually use, I'm probably going to try and bundle a whole bunch of them together to make a cylinder and add my stakes in between so they can't get out. So we'll see how that works. But as you can see, this stuff's pretty tall. Pretty plentiful, usually grows near water. I think it's actually considered an invasive species, so they try and slash it all the time. But I'll get back to you on it. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so I'm out here today in a section of our city park. It's got a nice little bayou running through it. Usually have some alligators. It's got some hiking trails. It's usually pretty private out here, but it's close to home and it gets things done. So today I thought I was going to go ahead and try and do an improvised crawfish trap like we did in the Everglades. Here's a look at what the bamboo traps looks like. So I think what I'm going to do here is actually cut this river cane up into about, 8-inch, maybe foot-long pieces, and tie the little sticks that you see on the outside of the regular one, kind of tie it in between the two sticks, so that eventually I can create, a round surface. So I've gone ahead and cut 10 pieces off. They're about a foot long each, roughly. Didn't really measure it too much. My goal is to try and use the other sticks tied in between to try and open this up so it's, got a round cylinder opening on the end, an actual large piece of bamboo would. So I'm going to start tying either these sticks in or use an actual small tree branch, tree limb. Alright, so here's how I'm going to start things off. I've gone ahead and tied one of my little spikes in between two of the pieces of river cane. Rather than using the little bamboo slivers like I talked about earlier, I went ahead and used small sticks, so a lot easier to tie on to. So all I'm doing now is just putting the spike sticks in between, each set of river cane. Eventually, once I get more of these, maybe another 4 or 5, I'll be able to actually curve it over and make a tube out of it. This should be good because, if crawfish actually get in here, they'll be able to see it from all angles, not just the front or back. Well, as it usually happens, I got almost done doing it and it totally fell apart on me. I should have done things not so close to the end and maybe tied some better knots or something. But I'm going to take this home and try and redo it. But as you can see, it would have made a round area. Morning, guys. This is going to be version 2 of my improvised crawfish trap. Rather than make it out of bamboo or river cane, I think I'm actually going to try and use a bunch of straight sticks. I've got 12 of them cut up. What I'm going to do is probably just lash them straight together right next to each other, kind of as if you were building a ladder, obviously, with not, a section in between, but right next to each other. I'm not going to try and tie the spikes into it this time. That seemed a bit difficult and kind of came apart on me. So I'm just going to lash them all together, roll up into a tube, and then try and go through and insert the different sticks. Alright, so what I'm doing now is just going through and tying each stick to the next one. Not using any kind of fancy knots. In fact, I started in the middle of the line, wrapped it, did a crossover, attached this one. So hope you guys can see this okay. Okay, so I'm just actually going ahead and laying the next one right next to it. Just doing a very simple crossover knot. Why is it difficult to do on camera? Just making sure it's nice and tight. And I'm going through and looping it around back behind itself on both of them. Again, making sure it's nice and tight. And again, just doing one more crossover to finish it off. And I've just gone through and done that on each one. I'm going to continue to do that to the other 10 or 12. Now things are starting to take shape. This should give you a better idea of what I'm trying to do. Mostly I'm just trying to get, a round inside, just like an actual piece of bamboo would be. So Once I go through and tie this other end off, it'll make this a nice, much a round circle. At this point, I've used 12 sticks, about a foot long each, and 10 feet of bank line. So in the end, it should be about 20 feet. Maybe a little more once I have to tie some things up. But it also seems like this might be the basis of a good, I don't know, container of some sort. Once this is rolled over, it's kind of hard to do here, but you could stand it up. You could stand it up in an inverted form and actually make a cone, maybe line that with a trash bag or a poncho, and be able to use that for a container for catching water, storing water, carrying it, whatever the case may be. You could go back and probably weave leaves through here to make some kind of watertight container or semi-watertight container. So it seems like this might be a good basis of a lot of different things you can make out of it. See what else we can do. Okay, I've gone ahead and finished tying up both ends, rolled it up, and I now have a very nice cylinder. So this would almost be in effect exactly like a piece of bamboo. You could probably, it's actually holding its shape pretty well, actually very well. Once I go back and put the stakes in it, that might help a little more. You could probably also do something like, I don't know, maybe put a stone in the middle, or I don't know, you can figure something out. But it seems like it would work. Identical to bamboo. Also maybe slightly better since maybe the animal can see into it a little bit, maybe smell the meat a little more, whatever you have for the bait. Plus it can actually, go back and go into each end. Alright, so I've got it all finished up. Took, I don't know, about an hour, about 20 feet of bank line. Wasn't too bad. It takes time like everything else. But as you can see, it's a nice round tube. You can see got the spikes in there, so I mean, this is almost identical to a bamboo tube. It's got a little bit of problems with the form. I mean, nothing that a crawfish would care about, but and again, you could go back and make that a little bit better. So I see no reason why this shouldn't work. I'm gonna have to try and get out to a little bayou around my house, see if I can't catch anything, and I'll let you know how that goes. Thanks, guys.